I'm Yossi, and I'm planning on majoring in aerospace engineering.
I'm Isaac, and I plan on majoring in mechanical engineering.
I'm Cooper Cable, and I plan on majoring in aerospace engineering.
I'm Eliza Jones, and I plan on majoring in biomedical engineering.
We made an automatic chicken coop door as our first year engineering design day project. The purpose of our project was to build the highest quality chicken coop door in the most cost-effective manner, displaying our skills as aspiring engineers and learning how to effectively work with a team. Before planning our project, we looked over the requirements and restraints needed for this project. We were required to build a chicken coop door that had an automatic switch, so there is no need to manually open the door. It must be able to open 12 inches up, and we also had to have a manual way to open the door. We had a budget of $40, which we had to use to get materials that were appropriate for a chicken coop, and the door had to at least be 10 inches by 12 inches. We started our design process by asking, how can we build the best automatic chicken coop door that is safe and able to function manually as well? We began brainstorming what materials we would need, how we could make it automatic, and how we could make it manual, and what type of power source we would use. Next, we sketched the design for what our door would look like. However, we knew this would not be exactly what it would look like in the end, and we were correct. We first planned for our door to be horizontal, but after looking into it, we decided to go with a vertical structure for the door.
We began researching how to build our prototype by first looking into how we could make this chicken coop door with the least amount of materials possible. And with these materials, we wanted to find ones that were the cheapest so we wouldn't go over our budget. We first thought it would be ideal to use wood, chicken wire, nails, and some source to make it automatic, but we weren't sure what exactly to use. Following that, we began to look into methods of how to make the door function on its own using battery power and operating off a timer. We found many videos on YouTube that helped us narrow down how we were going to go about building the door. After this research, we decided to use wood and other materials that could be found around the home. We first thought we could use part of a DVD player as a power source to move our door the 12 inches that are required. But after more research, we realized that this wouldn't be enough power. The DVD player wouldn't be able to move our door up the 12 inches we need, but we figured out that a car battery would be able to do the job. Luckily, we were able to find a car battery, wire, wood, nails, and crimp connectors around the home of a friend, so all we had to buy was the cable clips, the switch, and a car antenna. We decided to use the car antenna as the way to push the door closed and pull the door open automatically.
While building our door, we came across many challenges, such as making sure the whole structure was stable because it was so large and heavy it risked falling over. By adding more support onto the back of the door, we stabilized the structure as a whole, and it worked perfectly. Since we started off with our design being horizontal, we had to adjust our whole project when we decided to turn it vertical because we had to readjust all the requirements so they were met. We also had trouble finding a car battery that was just enough to power the door because one that was too small would not be able to operate our door, and one that was too big could potentially be too much power for our design. We were able to find one that was relatively in the middle so no damage would be done to our project. Lastly, our antenna and all the wires connected to it were out in front of our project, and we wanted to box them in because it would be hazardous to the chickens if one of them accidentally got into it. Also, with the antenna, it was difficult to find a position to put the antenna to make it most effective in moving the door up and down. We were given an honorable mention at FEDD and were happy with our results. Our chicken coop functioned perfectly the whole time, opened automatically and manually. However, it did not open the full 12 inches, only about 11.75 inches.
In retrospect, we should have started building much earlier because it would have given us more time for a backup plan if our design didn't work, and it would have given us more time to test our design and improve it. We should have also time managed a bit more carefully in order to get all of our tasks done earlier to reduce stress we had at the last minute, so if we stuck to our original timeline, it would have been much better in the long run. By sticking to our timeline, we could have also added extra parts to our design to make it a little more high-tech. With this extra time, we could have added a timer to our door to make it open and close at certain points of the day, such as once in the morning and once at night, because that's typically when chickens want to be let out and they must go back into the coop at night for their safety. We could have also added a solar panel to the top of it so that it functioned off of sunlight for a more environmentally friendly design. Our advice to freshmen next year would be to get together with your group very early to build a timeline consisting of when you're going to meet throughout the semester, who is in charge of what, like materials, design, the leader, and researcher. This way you'll be prepared and have everything done very early, relieving you of a lot of work as the semester builds up. It will also allow you to continue improving your project until you think it is as good as it can be. If you wait until the last minute to do all of your work, you will risk your project not working, not having the proper materials to make it, and not making the best project you can. We would also tell freshmen next year to choose a project that interests them. This FEDD project is something that is very fun and uses a lot of creativity, so if you choose something that you would enjoy doing and creating, you can have a lot of fun throughout the process of designing, researching, building, and improving your project.
I'm pretty sure chicken could